Hey, what's up, guys? Joker here. Today I'm coming to you with a bit of sad news. I wasn't really sure if I was going to do a video on this. I just found out this information about maybe a half hour ago, and it just took my breath away when I saw it. Honestly, I was just scrolling through Reddit on the front page, and there it was. It just said "Rest in peace, Total Biscuit." And at first, I honestly thought that it was a joke. I thought someone was just making a gag. I mean, people say RIP all the time. Just like, a stream, a Twitch stream goes down for a few seconds and everyone just types RIP in the chat. So I don't know. I thought it was a joke at first until I went and checked out his official Twitter and the Twitter of his wife, Jenna Bain, and sadly, it's true. Total Biscuit has passed away. I kind of knew this was, anyone that follows Total Biscuit in any way probably knew this was coming, as he announced about 4 years ago that he had been fighting for a while with cancer. I believe it was colon cancer that he was struggling with initially, and then they had actually kind of fixed that part of it, but then it had spread to his liver, and it was inoperable, and he really didn't have that much longer left to live. And so we knew at some point he was going to pass, and it was pretty evident that in the past few years that he had been slowly declining more and more because he was just posting a lot less content. Besides the co-optional podcast, he seemed to do those still pretty much regularly, but his WTF videos, which I think that's what I most know him for, is the WTF videos where he would do kind of a deep dive into newly released games, AAA games, indie games, really whatever he wanted to do. That's really one of the things that I respected most about him, is just he was very strongly opinionated, and that's kind of what made him sort of a controversial figure in the gaming world, but that was what I loved about him the most, other than the fact that he also had an incredible voice, an incredible radio broadcaster type of voice, witty humor. But he was strongly opinionated, and he didn't hold back his opinions, and he always kind of fought for gamers and consumers in general to make sure, we weren't getting the wrong end of the stick and getting screwed over by game publishers and things like that. And he definitely was one of the inspirations early on for my content, and it still continues to this day. In his WTF videos, one of the things he would usually do is kind of do a dive into the options menu and kind of go over graphics options and things like that. And that is probably the biggest inspiration you might see in my content when I do performance reviews of games. I always go through the options, and at the time, other than Total Biscuit, I didn't really see anyone else doing that. And he was doing that, and I was just like, that's a really good idea. And because I was always kind of anal about that stuff too, wanting to have a lot of graphics options, so that type of stuff definitely helped to inspire certain parts of the content that I do. So, his videos have been a big inspiration for me, and how I do everything, and how I always try to put the consumer first. And if I see a company or a game publisher or whatever, doing something messed up, I'll call him out on it, because that was kind of one of the things that I learned from him, is that if you're going to be in this thing, you got to be on the side of the consumer, because if you're not, then you're just kind of a marketing puppet. And he didn't really swing that way. That wasn't how he did the YouTube thing. There are a lot of people that do that, but personally, it's not really my gig. I don't like it, and that's kind of why I became such a fan of him early on. So it's just really sad to kind of hear about his passing. I definitely shed a few tears when I first heard about this, and because, even though we knew it was coming, it just still kind of took me by surprise. And he died yesterday at 33 years of age. I just turned 34 at the beginning of this month, so it really kind of hits home with me. Just like, man, this guy, this pillar of the gaming community, 2.2 million subscribers, loved by many, just an absolute legend when it comes to game commentary on the industry as a whole, and he's gone at 33, younger than me. He would have been 34 in July. And yeah, that's really makes me happy that I'm trying to take charge of my life and, try to fix any health issues that could arise down the road because of my weight. Thankfully, I don't really have any major health issues right now. My heart's good, lungs, everything like that are good. But I know that I'm living a reckless lifestyle if I continue to be the way that I am. So I'm glad that I am trying to take control of it. Which is my own fault, honestly. If I died tomorrow of a heart attack, I really have no one else to blame but myself. But Total Biscuit, he just got dealt a really shitty hand because his cancer was of no fault of his own. It just happened. It happens to millions of people around the world. People die every day of cancer that they didn't deserve. They didn't ask for it. They didn't do anything worse or better than another person to deserve having that disease. And we lost a good man yesterday. It's really sad. It's definitely going to leave a hole, I think, in the industry. We don't have enough good, honest commentators like him. I remember how I first heard about it. It was from Boogie2988. He had mentioned in one of his videos. This is years ago. I'm talking like 6-7 years ago. And he said, one of his favorite content creators was Total Biscuit, and I looked him up and fell in love with the guy immediately. Not in that way, although it could have been in that way. And then from John Bain, Total Biscuit, I heard about people like Jim Sterling, who is an awesome content creator as well, just like Total Biscuit. Kind of similar in the way that they, hold up for consumer rights and all that. So big fan of his as well. But I'm definitely going to miss his WTF videos, the co-optional podcast, the animated shorts. I hope they make some more of those. If you have not really watched Total Biscuit and maybe you weren't aware of who he was, you should definitely do it. Go and watch some of his content because it's really awesome, and it still holds up to this day. Just even some of his older reviews for older games and stuff like that, they're still entertaining to watch. Like 30-minute discussions on like options, menus, and performance, and just kind of first thoughts on games and stuff like that. But he made it entertaining, even though there were some pretty lengthy videos. I always looked forward to them whenever they got released. Even if it was a game I wasn't interested in, I was just like, yeah, I don't care. 30 minutes of Total Biscuit talking in that sultry British accent. Let's get it on in more ways than one, maybe. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Once again, my thoughts and condolences out to the family. Jenna Bain, I'm sure she's dealing with a lot right now. And I know that I saw some stuff about like people like giving them some crap about like some old posts that Total Biscuit had made and stuff like that, and it's not the time for that, man. Just let them mourn, let them grieve, and just hopefully everyone has a good Memorial Day weekend. Sorry to hear. This sucks. Fuck cancer, man. Fuck cancer. All right, I will see you guys maybe tomorrow or Monday for another video. Ta-ra.